Hello everyone. So today's topic is about triple pipe timer. My name is Charan Puri, Assistant Professor, EC Department, Assam Training College. Now, we have, although the triple pipe timer is one of the most popular and versatile integrated circuit ever produced. Priorly, we have seen that multivibrators and CMOS oscillators can be easily constructed from discrete components to produce relaxation oscillators for generating basic square wave output waveforms. But there are also dedicated ICs specially designed to accurately produce the required output waveform with the addition of just a few extra timing components. Now in that regard, one such device that has been around since the early days of ICs and has itself become something of an industry, like standard, is a triple pipe timer oscillator, and it is more commonly called as triple pipe timer. Now the basic triple pipe timer, now this name gets its name from the fact that there are three internally connected 5 kilo ohm resistors, which it uses to generate the two comparator reference voltages. Okay. This triple pipe IC is very cheap, popular, and useful precision timing device, and it can act as either a simple timer to generate single pulses or long time signals, or even a relaxation oscillator producing a string of stabilized waveform of varying duty cycles. It can range from somewhere around 50 to 100%. This triple pipe timer chip is extremely robust and stable 8-pin device and can operate either as a very accurate monostable bistable or astable multivibrators. Now we have discussed about the monostable and the astable multivibrators. And so because it can be used in variety of applications. Okay, and we have discussed like one shot or wheel timer, pulse generation, LED, lamp flasher, alarm, tone, logic clock, frequency division, power supplies, converters, and a lot of them there are applications there. Okay. Now, this Signetix Corporation first introduced this device as a SE or NE triple pipe in early 1970s. It is a combination of digital and analog circuits. It is known as a time machine as it performs a wide variety of timing tasks. Now, application we have discussed. Application of triple pipe timer includes ramp and square wave generator, frequency dividers, voltage controlled oscillators VCOs, pulse generators, and LED batteries. Now the pin detail. Let us discuss the pin details. Okay. The triple pipe timer is an 8-pin dual inline integrated circuit or chip. Now you can see here, this is a triple pipe timer. Now here, you just have to keep in mind that while doing lab or while trying to identify the pins. Now you see the notch. Okay, you should start from here. Okay? Because you see that this is in this direction. Okay, which is these letters are downward here. This is pin 1, 2, 3, 4, and reverse. Okay, so this is the notch and this is pin 1. So that thing you should keep in the mind. As you can see here, there are 8 pins. Okay. So pin 1 is ground. Okay. The ground pin connects this ground pin connects the triple pipe timer to the negative. You can see here 0 volt supply. This trigger pin 2 trigger the negative input to the comparator number 1. Now a negative pulse on this pin sets the internal flip-flops. You will see the circuit diagram. Okay. When the voltage drops below 1/3 VCC, it causes the output to switch from a low to a high stage. Now regarding this pin number 3, this is the output. Okay. Now this output pin is used to drive any TTL circuit and is capable of either sourcing or sinking up to somewhere around 200 milliampere of current at an output voltage equal to approximately minus 1.5 volt. So to say small speakers, LEDs, or motors that can be directly connected to the output. Okay. So now you see here this pin number 4 is a reset pin. Okay. This pin is used to reset the internal flip-flop, which we are going to discuss next, which actually controls the state of the output. Pin 3. This is an active low input and is generally connected to logic 1. Now coming to this pin number 5, which is a control voltage. Now this pin actually controls the timing of the 555 by overriding the 2/3 VCC level of the voltage divider network, which is there in the architecture. Okay. Now what happens is that by applying a voltage to this pin, the width of the output signal can be varied. Now independent of the RC timing circuit. Okay. Now coming to this pin number 6, it is a threshold. Now the positive input, it is the positive input to the comparator. Number 2. Okay. Okay. And this pin is used to reset the flip-flop when the voltage applied to it exceeds 2/3 VCC. Okay. Now coming to pin number 7, which is the discharge. This discharge pin is connected directly to the collector of an internal NPN transistor, which is used to discharge the timing capacitor to ground when the output at pin number 3 switches low. Now coming to this VCC. So this is a power supply pin, and for general purpose TTL 555 timer, this is between somewhere around 4.5 volt to 15 volt. So that how this goes. Okay. Now let us come to the, as I told you, this is the pin description. Ground pin is there. We talked about the trigger pin. We talked about output pin. We talked about reset, control, threshold, and control voltage is done, threshold, discharge, and finally the supply voltage. Okay. And these are the specifications. Now you can see here, this is the description. It contains 25 transistors, 2 diodes, and 16 resistors. The maximum operating voltage is 16 volt. Okay. And the maximum output current is 200 milliampere. Best treated single component is required input and output. Now you can see here input, this is the process, and this is the required output. If you input certain signal, over here, they will be processed or controlled in a certain manner, and that will produce a known output. Now we will see the circuit diagram which we are telling you see here. Okay, these are the comparators, upper comparator, lower comparator. Now as we told you, as we discussed, it can be 3 resistors, 555K, 555K, and therefore it is a 555 timer. Okay, there is a flip flop over here, and there is a power output, and the transistors over here T1 and T2. Okay. So this is all the functional diagram of 555 timer. As you can see, this is directly connected to VCC. Now regarding the operation. Now as you can see here, we talked the voltage divider has 3 equal 5K resistors. Okay. It divides the input voltage VCC into 3 equal parts. That is what is done by the resistance. Now these two comparators are actually made of op amps. okay, that compare the voltages at their input and saturate depending upon which is greater. Okay. The threshold comparator saturates when the voltage at threshold pin 6 is greater than 230 cc. Okay. Now this trigger comparator saturates when the voltage at the trigger pin 2 is less than 130 cc. Now this flip-flop is a bistable device. You know this. We have talked about that. It generates two values. A high value is equal to VCC and a low value is equal to 0 volt. So that means in our case when we are using the flip-flop, it is plus 5 volt and 0 volt. So you see here, when the threshold comparator saturates, the flip-flop is reset and it outputs a low signal at pin 3. Okay. When the trigger comparator saturates, the flip-flop is set to S and it outputs at pin number 3. Now we have discussed all these pin numbers. You can see here. You can see pin numbers we have discussed. Everything is here. Just you need to keep this in mind. Better to keep the slide in hand. The transistor is being used as switch, which is the most common, very popular application of transistor. It connects pin 7 discharge to ground when it is closed. Now when Q is low, Q bar is high. This closes the transistor switch and attaches pin 7 to ground. Okay. Now when the reverse happens, that is when Q is high and Q bar is low, this opens the switch and pin 7 is no longer grounded. Now the uses of 555 timer. Now to switch on or off an output after a certain time delay, example games timer, child mobile, exercise timer, to continually switch on and off an output, that is warning light, bicycle indicator and so on. It can be also used as a pulse generator, that is to provide a series of clock pulse for a counter. Thank you.